Hello friends and welcome to Shadowfax Games. I'm hopping into Manor Lords because we've had a huge update to the game. As you can see already, the menu has been updated with the font, but there's also been huge overhauls of the game. The development points are completely different. There's now a thing called affinities where you can get boosts based on the type of environment you have and develop. In fact, development points, basically only one thing in development points is kind of working right now. I have kind of poked around in the update a little bit before officially hopping into play. So let's do a new game. I don't think this matters yet, but I'll try walking around as my lord just to see. But I always kind of like that one. Shadowfax. I very much enjoy having the white horse as my banner. Alright, so the key here is these are the ones we already had, where the Baron is off of the map and we occasionally have to fight him to take territory. But he doesn't really do anything other than just send men to defend territory or to take territory. But if we go to duel, we have an AI opponent, and this AI opponent will build a town. So that's very interesting. Fractured Realm is the same, except it's 3 AI opponents. And something we can do is we can grab our shield and choose our starting territory, which is completely new. I don't think... Oh, yep, it bumps him out if you try to start in the same territory. Okay, so this is Germanic Valley, which you've already seen. High Peaks and Winding River. These already existed. There's 4 new maps. Devil's Hill. Devil's Hill has this massive hill. I don't know if I would want to start in the one with this massive elevation change. That kind of makes it a pain to build on. Jagged Cliffs, which filled with rocky cliffs and valleys, and looks like some rivers too. I also want to go to duel. I'll deal with one AI opponent to begin with. Divided. A small mountain range divides this map in 2, with multiple regions on each side. Could be interesting. Or Lake Lem, with this big lake kind of in the center, so you kind of have to move around it. A big river, looks like there's a bridge there. I mean, I'm okay with doing Devil's Hill, I just don't want to start in the center. Yeah, let's, Mist Blitz is where I'll start. Do I want him farther away from me? Yeah, let's do that. So we've got all kinds of customization options we didn't have before. Just hopping in, we can kind of choose our starting territory. Yeah, let's start there. Kind of near the forest, and hopefully some resources will spawn in nearby. So let's begin. Alright, right away I'm gonna pause. So we should be starting on March 2, March 1, somewhere in there. And let's check out what we have. Now right away you'll notice different resources. So we have mushrooms, we've had salt, so salt isn't that new. We've got clay, we've got rock, so we've got mushrooms and wild animals. So, I don't know how I feel about this, because this leaves me without iron. Do I just want to re-roll? Well, let's roll with it. Salt. So, salt has a rich deposit, so I can harvest it endlessly. Stone. I only have surface stone. I don't have a rich deposit of stone. And that's going to be different, because we have different types of stone. We have rubble stone, and we have dressed stone. And you get the dress stone not from the rubble stone on the surface, but by mining rough stone, which you can see in this menu I have up here, rough stone, and then using basically a stone carver to carve it into dress stone. So basically I'd be starting without rough stone, I'd be starting without iron. I do have clay. We're gonna try to make it work. I don't think I have high fertility in anything. Tiny bit of emmer fertility, but no, this is not going to be a farming town. Yeah, so over here, here's the high fertility area, and one over here with iron. So I could potentially take that. Now, another thing is, apart from the fishing ponds, we also have rivers that have eels in them. So that's new. We have mushrooms and berries, so here's the normal berries. Here's the fishing pond. But we also have mushrooms we can gather. There's a bandit camp. And as usual, we have rich resource nodes, and for kind of the clay, rock, and iron, we can now mine them endlessly. So if I have a rich stone deposit, I can mine that endlessly, which wasn't a thing before. But I suspect stone is going to be more important now because I believe stone castles are actually a thing. So there's a rich stone deposit. So that's where we could get some rough stone and some rubble stone. We could get some iron, some fish. Not much in the... Oh, mushrooms all the way over there. Okay. I see how it is. Alright, but we're starting down here. So, I want my town to be built kind of around this road. We can set up forestry here as well as mining salt. So, let's get going. So, obviously the first thing I want is a lumber camp. And I'm going to build some roads in just to speed the delivery. We'll probably wind up getting rid of these. But yeah, just to keep resources moving. So, yep, and then we'll want to put in a hunting camp. And then forager's hut. So you notice that a lot of these buildings are the same. There's some new ones, like the quarry is new because that's how you do deep mining. But we need an underground deposit of stone, which I don't have here. I only have surface stone, so all I need is a stone gatherer's camp. So that's new. We've got the mining pit, which gives us clay, salt, and iron. All the normal. But you'll notice that the cards, we have these artsy cards now showing, which we didn't have before. So we've really updated the art style. We've seen some different icons up here. Some of them are the same, some are different. Our resources are showing our new resources. So this is all very exciting updates. Before I do much else, let's go in here. So development points, we really can only activate one development point. The rest are locked off because they're still reworking the tree. Environment though, so like we see, we have 73% woodland, which gives me 73% pannage, teaming, and bark gathering in each of these affinities. So this one, extra yield from pigs, growth rate of animals, berries, and mushrooms, and better tannery yield. So, yeah, we're good. We want to definitely do some hunting and some gathering with that. We also have 27% meadow, which meadows give us pollination and wilding. Pollination gives us extra crops, which we're not really going to be worried about. Wilding gives us extra apiaries. So we could put in apiaries, which would then increase pollination, and maybe it might be worth doing growing something here. But I'm not too worried about that. Then other ones, which we don't have, farmland, So we'd have to put in fields and such. Rural and urban. So I think that's going to depend on how the city develops. Those will grow. Of course, if we cut down too many forests, it'll become meadow or other things. So our environment can change, and so can our affinities, which is exciting. So it's kind of, there's some environmental management going on, like making sure we regrow the trees we're cutting. So I want this to be highest priority. Then I want to get foraging going, because that's only during the winter, and then I'll get meat. So where's my foragers? Forager hut, which can gather mushrooms. So, I want... So, I want to do two things. I want to connect it into... I've never liked the way the curves work, because, yeah, it can... The way it pushes out, it's not perfect, but yeah, let's... I'll do that, connect it up to the main road, because I'm not sure exactly where my village is going to be at this point. But let's also connect it into our resources. So, since roads are free, it's just a bit of a exploit to connect up a bunch of roads to help your supplies get where they need to go to for your initial buildings. And then we can delete these roads as we use up our supply piles and no longer need them. And let's throw in a hunting camp. I'm gonna slide it in on the edge of the woods here, not within the range of the animals. Alright, and so I want to build the foragers second. So we'll do very high and make sure this is highest. And then leave them at medium. Alright, but I want to get timber going as quickly as possible. Before I unpause, last thing I want is a second ox. So we can right away assign an ox to lumber full time. So that'll help boost lumber production. Which does mean I will need to build a hitching post as well for that ox, which means I need logistics. Hitching post. We'll move these pretty quickly.
Summer's coming soon.
I might increase the priority on this one, build the lumber camp, then build that. Alright, so this is just our victory condition. Press claims towards regions owned by your opponents, so kind of eliminating your opponents is the goal. So, yep. So we're gonna get started on lumber. Beautiful. Logging camp. Let's get a family there right away. We do have our second oxen. So let's go ahead and right away assign oxen, Jorg, over here. So this should be Jorg. Yep. And our second one will be Veet. So, I'm gonna set up the actual roads I want here around my lumber. So something like that. And that'll give me access to salt as well. And there's, yeah, so then I'm going to take a second and I'm going to relocate this hitching post over here. And I want to do that so that I have Jorg resting right near the logging camp. And I'll have my second oxen moved into the same stable once I upgrade that. Let's make this higher priority. Okay, Forager's hut is done, so let's get going on foraging.
Summer's
All right, then let's start thinking about where I want my actual town to be. Yeah. Also, I want to make sure I don't cut too far in the other direction, so let me set a work area for my lumber camp. So I kind of want them to work on this grove, but not too much else. And we'll also work on replanting it as well. So I'm going to want to start setting up houses. I'd like to have 5 lumber. So I think that's our stone. Kind of thinking, where do I want my town center to be? And if we built it kind of off of this. So I'm just gonna kind of connect up some roads here to make building verbiages quicker. But yeah. I am going to get some residential in. And see if I can squeeze 5 burbage plots into this with living extensions. Yeah, so that's perfect. But we just need 10 lumber to lock that in. So hopefully we can get some lumber going. Eight. Might lose some supplies because I haven't built my granaries yet. $10. Perfect. Alright, so let's lock that in. And get those building. My hunting camp is built, so I should actually start hunting. And let's set, so we've got... only 15 animals. So if we keep the animals per herd at about 9. Interesting. So it's not a very big herd. But hopefully we can make some progress there. So I kind of want this to be my town center, so I want to lock in, like, my marketplace and my church right here. Marketplace never has to be all that big. That should be fine for a marketplace. Might even be a bit on the large side. Since we're only getting stalls per granary and storehouse, so we're good there.
Is this smooth enough?
There we go. There's our first house. And the reason I want these houses is so I can get my approval rate growing as quickly as possible. So we can start gaining families. Forger's hut has a full pantry. I imagine hunting camp will be full fairly quickly because of the tannery, or because of the hides. So they'll actually stop hunting meat if they have nowhere to put the hides.
There we go.
It's raining again. It is spring. It's April, so we're getting more timber in. So I think the next thing I want to build is... It's interesting how the rain is paused here, and you can kind of see the individual drops. I want to get a saw pit for planks. So this is all pretty standard to pre the update, but still all very necessary. So I want to get a saw pit in, as well as firewood. So once again, this is all pretty standard. Time to think about logistics. And we also want a well. So there's my storehouse and granary in. Ooh. I didn't think about where water was when I set up my town center. Well might be a bit away. Interesting. I'm gonna put it down here. And we can make adjustments later as needed. Can see them building our burbages over here. we're running out of fuel. So let's set this to a higher priority. And we can assign someone to gather some fuel.
Just give me a hammer and something nice.
Our final burbage is nearly done.
We'll need to lift this beam to the roof.
All right, perfect. So let's gather in some firewood. And this one, I also want to set your work area. So once again, to kind of encompass this whole grove.
Time to find a good tree with a soft ground.
Bringing some trees down.
Don't
Just waiting for this last burbage to finish building, then I'll start extending living spaces
There we go.
to get more families in. Perfect. So we get our one and only development point, really, because the rest of these are still coming soon, so not happening. But origins, so I get to select an origin. So we've got small holdings, smallholders. Smallholders basically allows a family to work full time in their backyard. So kind of like an artisan. So it could increase the food or whatever you're getting from the backyard. Much like artisans. But I don't want that one. I think for this one, I want the hunting hound, or of the Volkland, which gives me a hunting hound for my, which increases the amount of meat I'm bringing in from my hunting camp. It also gives me an increased export price on minor stuff, and it gives me capacity for foraged good deposits, so it increases my mushrooms capacity. So that is the one I want. So we're going of the Volkland. And so that's going to give us a boost for those things. So development points, like I mentioned, are completely overhauled. So I also want to start collecting stone here, but I need more families before I can get too much farther. Yeah, so we're full on yeah, let's start extending these. Looks like we're collecting firewood, so that's good. Yep, so I think I've got all those, working on extending them, so we'll just need to get the wood over here. I'm gonna go ahead and move this hitching post over here. And we're not gonna worry too much about its placement, I just want it in that general area. So just looking at my supplies, I've got plenty of mushrooms. I've got a few small game, and I'm going to be able to get more game in once I build a tannery, but I'll just want some more. How are we doing on wood right now? Timber? We're doing all right. And firewood. I think that's enough firewood for now, so I'm going to start making planks. Because I want a church as quick as possible as well to boost my approval. Let's get those granaries actually built. All right, we've got a new family, so I think we can make a granary work now. Or not a granary, make a tannery work. I'm gonna rearrange my roads here. So we still want this kind of connection because we've still got those supplies and goods over here. But I think I'm gonna remove this road. No. Road. Remove. All right, so what I'm going to do here is we've got this road here, and I'm just gonna fork it off to the hunting camp, and then I'm gonna build a tannery. We need planks for the tannery. Well, hopefully we can get some planks made pretty quick. I think the ox has a few more trips to bring supplies over here. All right, right away with this storehouse, I'm gonna turn off hides because I want to keep them at the hunter's camp until the tannery makes them, and then they can carry the leather from the hides from the tannery over to the storehouse. Because hides don't count as clothes, leather does though. So I do want the leather over here. And there's no point in bringing the hides all the way over to the storehouse, only to bring them back to the tannery. We should have them go straight from the hunter's camp to the tannery. At least that's the idea. Are we making planks yet? All right, so I can form a militia now. So I'm not going to send them out against bandits until we actually have 20 men in it, because we have 20 shields, 20 spears, so I want to be at full strength. But we really need some... We really need some planks. Actually, I put 2 people on the logging camp, and I don't need that quite, but let's get stuff stored away. So let's get our firewood and our supplies that are just sitting out here stored away, then I can get rid of these roads. Good, I think we're finally making planks. Okay, we've got another bandit camp. That's okay, I'll deal with it. Alright, so now that we're making planks, let's... I'll finally put in that tannery. And start making leather. So basically taking the hides straight from the hunting camp. I could have kept this road in place a little longer or rebuilt it. Okay, I do have a family available for the granary now. Make sure you're stocking up and moving supplies over. Let's get this tannery going. Okay, that's enough planks for the time being. So I think it's time to work on a church. Yeah, right in here, perfect. So I kind of have this marketplace church. Maybe we can get, there's another family. Let's get some more logs in. Yeah. Maybe I can get a tavern in this area as well. I always seemingly default to a grid, even that one time I tried not to. But that's okay. Nothing wrong with grids. They're efficient uses of space, even if they don't look the most natural. Alright, I also think I can get rid of these roads now. Okay, so those roads are good. So it might be time to start getting rocks in. Yeah, I think so. So for the rocks, I just need a stone gatherer camp. Is my tannery complete? Let's assign a family there. So we should start clearing hides, which means we'll start bringing meat in. I can actually... Actually, I'm gonna upgrade this stable. Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and get me a hound. At the hunting camp. And that will increase the amount of meat I can get in. This church will have a long way to go just because of the amount of stuff it needs. But this is my next priority. There we go, there's 10 families. I'm just gonna wait to make sure I actually have family members join them. So we're short 2 family members. Here's our church, perfect.
Don't forget to brace the frame of the door. We don't want it to sag.
Okay, so our mushrooms are kind of done for the winter. We should see them start making hides, or making leather. I'm just gonna surround the church with roads. I like it. Yeah, that's fine, a little angled like that. Alright. Are we actually getting leather in now? Oh, we've got pelts, but not actual leather. I'm not sure what's taking so long here. Do I need to assign a second family? Or maybe they live too far away. Maybe I need to assign another road. Hope not. Okay, population-wise, we have the full 30, so we have a full 20 for the there's a full 20 for my militia, so I can send them out after bandits. So let's check out where our bandit camps are. So I've been kind of sideways on the map. There's one, and there's one. So I think if I go to this one and then come back to this one, that'd be the best option. So let's call up my militia. Rally them over here. And that's going to slow down production of everything because I'm taking 2/3 of my workforce out of the way. But it is what it is. Dealing with these bandits is worth it. So we're going to turn off run. We're going to put them in stand your ground. And I'd like to get them probably on the side of the river here. And hopefully that will be close enough that the bandits will come out to meet them. Meanwhile, so I'm not neglecting my town, I should build some more burbages, but I think I want to put in some vegetable plots. Vegetable or orchards? Well, yeah, so I'm going to build the burbages, but I don't think I'll have the money to afford it yet, afford the backyard yet. Let's see. Something like that. One more. Yep. Average planting cost, 170%. So that's another thing that's happened is you have to pay for the seeds to plant your gardens. I'm going to push it up to 200% if I can. Oh, 260%. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so those will be vegetables. All right, so let's, all right. See what's going on here. Hopefully, I'm hoping by the time we get here, the bandits will want to come out to meet us, which it doesn't look like they did. So we might need to get just a touch closer. So let's get him across. Let's get him to right here. Helps if I've selected the unit I want to order around. Kind of fighting in a barren, snowy wasteland. Bandits still don't want to come out, so we're going to try repositioning here. Interesting. I just want to aggro these bandits. And also use the river as a defensive position. There they come. All right. We are ready. We're in defensive mode. They're going to be coming out of the trees and across the river, hopefully. Are they going to try to get around us? Possibly. Now it looks like they're coming straight for us. We're at 114%. They're at 105. Here they come. They're not very cohesive. They're not really charging either. All right, I'm just seeing any more joining in. Yep, a few stragglers. All right, let's push forward. There's like a dog or something there. Perfect. All right. So we're going to put them back into defensive mode. And we're going to have them come over and clear the actual camp. And then they've got a second camp to deal with, but I'll deal with that once they're over there. But that will give me my first money to start improving my economy here. Send these resources to the nearest town. Boom. So that just gave me more regional wealth. And then these guys. Yeesh. I'm going to try to get them up on the hill. Maybe. Because fighting them in the woods isn't going to go very well. If I come up that way, I'll... Ooh, that's a cliff there. But... I'm gonna have him march over here. And hopefully we can get him actually on top of the hill before meeting them. Okay, we're making some progress here. Okay, we haven't aggroed them yet. So I'm gonna try to get this unit. I'm gonna put them into run just to get them into position quicker. Yep. For that last little bit. Okay, still haven't gotten them to come out. So this is the giant. Oh, here they come. Perfect. New family at home, but let's deal with this. Here they come. I want to turn to face them as much as possible. So I'm just gonna have them adjust slightly. And then wait for them to meet us. We're fighting a little bit uphill. I don't like that. But it's not too bad of a slope. And I think if we stay in defensive mode, I think we'll be okay. Okay, the bandits are all here. Let's push forward. Perfect. I think if we're lucky, we can do this without losing anyone. Perfect. So we managed to take out 2 bandit camps without losing a man. So where is the actual camp? Down here.
Stand and fight. Advance.
All right, we'll let that go. And then let's see what we've got going on here. So we've got 2 of my Burbages built. I've got another family in. Are we actually getting some leather in? Still no leather. I wonder if I need to give them a better path over there. That wasn't exactly what I was going for, but it'll do. Very interesting. This belongs in my treasury. And then let's get these guys home. Oh, Mitzlitz is running out of firewood. Let's collect some more firewood in. Somehow my tannery isn't doing its job. So I wonder if actually if I do allow it to store hides here, if that'll unblock the tannery. Alright, are my units back? Yep. You guys can go home. We dealt with the bandit threat. Now, I'm also going to... Oh, we need more planks, huh? Are we really short on planks? Yeah, I guess we only got 1. Alright, so, I've got this stable space. I want both the oxen I currently have in it, because when I assign to the saw pit, it's going to assign the oldest oxen available. So it's going to assign the second oxen. So I want both my oxen working here to be in this stable. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy this hitching post. Now this oxen should be assigned here. Yep, so they're both assigned there, which is perfect. And then we're going to order a third oxen and rebuild the hitching post where I want, which is more or less right here, because it needs to bring lumber over from here over to wherever I'm constructing. So I'll just rebuild that hitching post. So it's a waste of a lumber, but it allows me to have more control over which oxen are where. Please, please. Get my leather going, please. Alright, so on that note, we actually don't need clothes to upgrade. We only need 2 types of... Oh, there's another bandit camp. I might need to send my men out again. Alright. But, so to upgrade to level 2 now, we only need 2 types of food, fuel, church access, water access. We don't need clothes until we level up again. Now, I'm also looking at... So we need to... Yeah, so our backyards are a little different now. So we do have our animal pens and our chicken coops. Our vegetable gardens we have, but we'll also need... we can also do apiary. So our beehives go in backyards now. And our vegetables, when we build them, we actually need to use seeds to choose the type of vegetable. And the seeds cost money. Track their movement. Alright, but in the meantime... Okay, finally we've moved some hides out. Are we actually gonna... start using them? I don't know. We'll figure it out. So, stone, I'm gonna use up this stone resource pretty quick, but that's okay. We just want enough rubble stone to get started. What's really gonna hurt is iron, because I can't make weapons without iron. So that's what's really gonna hurt me. Alright. Are we getting planks in? I did assign someone, right? Oh, I did not. And livestock. We're gonna assign that cow, so that's Veep. And then this one is Earhart. So my 2 that are working are both in this stable, so if I want to move this hitching post with this free oxen somewhere else, I can. And leave the 2 that are working over here right next to them. Yeah. I would really like to get some leather going, so I don't know what's going on there.
Summer's coming soon.
We also want to get some reforestation going. But it is now March, so that's the first year. So when I come back, I'll deal with those additional bandits. And I'll start upgrading my houses to level 2. I'll put in some vegetable gardens. I'll get some planks going. So that's all next time. I think we'll start mining salt and clay as well. Salt can be very useful because it can be used to make sausages. I do have clay, right? Yeah, I have clay over here. I have a small amount of clay. So enough to get some roof tiles going. But yeah, that's all for when I come back. So, in the meantime, thank you for watching this. If you enjoy my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.